Ladies and gentlemen, episode 4. Welcome back. Appreciate any follows, listens, subscribers as of recently. Thank you for joining us. We're 3 episodes down. 4th tonight. Matt, there's a lot going on.
There's a little too much going
on.
Friendly reminder to
wash your hands.
Prior to listening to our podcast, please make sure that you have hand sanitizer nearby.
And wash your ass.
And
wash your ass.
As Dre likes to keep it G-rated
this
here.
Corona is everywhere.
By the way, I want to thank my mom for listening to the last episode.
Oh, good God. I'm sorry, Mama Sai.
She literally, her only comment. No, her only comment was, "It's cute. I think you guys talk a lot of good points. Dre curses a lot."
Sorry, Mama
He's
Sai.
been doing that since day one. I feel like she should be over that by now. But
I don't curse in front of her.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Matt, what are you sipping on tonight? I hope it's another sappy story so I can make fun of you again. Take it away.
It's not a sappy story. It's one of my just favorite local breweries. It's Cypress. It's right in Edison. Really, really good. Shout out to the can, but actually the name of it, I think it's just a really cute name.
Just the can?
Well, the name of the
Not the brewery, not the beer, just the can.
It's a really nice can. It's shiny.
It is a nice can.
It's like
aluminum.
Aluminum.
You're right.
Aluminium,
That is a
as
nice
they would say.
can.
Dude, when your beer is named Insane in the Grain,
It's a clever name.
you're asking a lot of your beer. It actually is. It's actually really, really good. Cypress Brewing Company.
Dre, you're trying to
Alright.
support somebody?
I am. So, in a very topical beer choice for this week and what's going on in the world, I am drinking a nice Corona Extra.
There you go.
For reasons being of, you gotta support Corona. When you were trying to get drunk in the summer, go to the beach, have a barbecue, and have a nice refreshing beer, Corona was always there for you. And now that their name is attached to this shitty virus...
You know you're missing one thing, right?
I don't have any... See, the thing is, Lyme disease isn't spreading. It's just the coronavirus. So there's no Lyme today. But, Corona was always there for us when we want to get fucked up in high school or in the summer or whatever. So now I'm kind of giving back. People are stopping by Corona, so I got to give them my money. And this week I am drinking Corona in support of all that.
If anybody at home notices Dre not talking, he went upstairs to wash his ass after he finishes his Corona.
Gross. Yeah, Alex, you're changing it up a little bit.
I'm drinking coffee.
Oh.
I'm tired.
Just coffee?
There's Jameson in my
Oh,
coffee.
plot twist.
There it is.
Plot twist.
You could put Jameson in coffee?
You can put anything in anything if you try it.
Depending how...
Kyle is right. You can put anything in anything.
Yeah, it's going to be a long one, so I went with some coffee and Jameson.
There you go.
Excellent.
My God, what a combo.
Kyle.
Uppers and downers.
The best of both worlds.
I'm finishing off my round of 3 Red Bull beers. I did VA, did ESC, now I'm doing Elementary's Hackensack Lager. Elementary is the official beer of RB2.
Excuse me, official beer of the Rampage.
What's it called?
You're right.
Right.
Elementary, Hackensack Lager.
Elementary. That's cool.
Shout out to...
Nice little graphic as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the carpet that
And
used to
they're
play
located
with
in
your Hot Wheels
Hackensack,
back
so
in the
it's
day.
cool that they're, supporting their own community.
Did you check out that can, though?
That is a nice
It's a
can.
really nice can. Matt, would you say it's a nice can?
I would say that is a top-of-the-line can.
Would you concur? I would concur.
Does it have a purty mouth?
True.
Wow.
Just go wash your ass.
Wow.
All right, Justin.
Wow.
MLS still in Champions League? Question mark. If that's still a thing. If it's not going to be canceled anytime soon.
Wait, what? I'm confused by that question.
Everything's going to get canceled.
CONCACAF Champions League. Wait, what? What are we talking about here?
MLS is not new.
Montreal, NYCFC, Atlanta, LAFC. Can an MLS team finally win the cup? Matt, you know more about this than me, clearly.
Yeah, no,
He's itching to say
He's just
something.
ready to go.
It's not
Look at
even,
him go.
but it's not even that I'm
It's
itching.
like, no way any one of these teams could win. Especially when Philly just tied LAFC the other night. In the sickest draw, Hoffman with the amazing predictions this week. Y'all make fun of me about the draws. But they
we
came in
did,
clutch
man.
this
I
week.
came in last this week.
Dude, I'm tied
You
for
were
last
you were
week.
legitimately talking the most
So you're
shit.
just going to pick draw for every game and hope it
This
comes up
this
for
week,
you?
Hope for the
this
best.
week, yes, be
It's
prepared.
draw game again.
I'm
for
telling
me
you
to
right
draw
now,
fire.
it's a I mean, don't get me wrong.
You go ahead.
I tied. I tied Justin. By the way, high five. Winners of the weekend right here.
Hey,
Justin, myself.
Messiah himself. You see what I did
I
there?
kept myself out of
Messiah.
the role. Me and Dre kind of
last week made up for my shitty picks this week, so I'm hanging in there.
We're all there. It's
Yeah.
we're neck and neck.
It's only week 2.
All I
only
know
week
is
2, guys.
all I know is we're
Listen,
bringing in
he's
the.
not Liverpool right now, and we're fine. Everybody's got points. We're good to go.
All I know.
Wow.
All I know
He's
is
like, I'm happy I'm not Liverpool.
we're bringing in the FA because I want to make sure we're doing a firm investigation into Alex that he's not going to tank the predictions on purpose just to get a free tattoo.
I'm not gonna do that.
Hashtag
no, 'cause you're
free
gonna do
tattoo for
something
Alex.
stupid.
You'll still get it and like it.
Stupid.
You
You
get
have a
it.
Coors logo on your ankle, bro.
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Hey,
Shots
whoa,
fired.
whoa.
Shots
At least it's
fired.
not Bud Light.
There's a real story behind this. He doesn't actually have that logo tattooed on his
Son
ankle.
of a bitch. It all comes out, doesn't it?
I was about to say. On the
This is
pod-
like-
this is
podcast.
like
You're gonna see me next week. What happened to your ankle? I had to get a cover up. Why? Because Kyle made a stupid fucking comment on the podcast.
like up to,
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Oh boy.
Oh.
Oh, outside the net.
Side net.
Side note, we're watching the NYC versus Tig game.
Tigres.
We have-
Tigres.
It's
Tigres.
just
It's
Tig.
Tig on the
It says
TV.
Tig on the TV, and
All
that's
the
where
cool
I'm going.
kids say Tig.
We said we're gonna record this, and then we said no. Let's watch this game instead.
Yeah, so we're
And then
gonna be
do it at the same
semi-distracted. Matt, Champions League. Back to it. Anyone gonna win,
I mean,
or even get anywhere closer to it?
I mean, as we recorded this, currently it's still 0-0 in the NYCFC Tigres game, and honestly, NYCFC is showing like some brief periods of good soccer, but overall, Montreal, even though they dominated the game yesterday, they actually are now going to that second leg down a goal, and giving up 2 road goals. That's a
Definitely
tough.
not what you want to do.
That's a tough position you're putting yourself in. I actually think Montreal end up getting itself eliminated, even though they were the much better team last night. NYCFC and Tigres, they're both teams that are heavily struggling right now. NYCFC can't get their legs under them in the MLS. Tigres, definitely a team that is, if I'm not mistaken, they're in like 11th or 12th. Like they've only gotten like 11 points out of 9 games, something along those lines. And it's a team of 2 teams that don't want it. So it's like either team that comes out of it, I'm not confident that they're gonna be.
You
advancing
take it.
far.
No, you take it.
Well,
I want
that's
it.
literally
you,
it.
You take it.
Atlanta and Club America is actually a really good one because you have 2 very heavily offensive teams. So that's also another one of those situations where it's whoever wants it, but it's actually teams that you'd actually might want to watch. LAFC versus Cruz Azul. I'm telling you right now, they're both at the top of their division. They're both outscoring their opponents by shit ton. That's going to be such a good game to watch. And I'm actually really, really excited to watch it. But as Kyle was bringing it up before, LAFC had to go toe-to-toe with Philly over the week. I'm telling you right now, they're probably going to end up using anything and every one. They're going to end up having to play Will Ferrell as center back at some point during that game. He's the owner.
Will wouldn't deny.
There's like 5 people that are part of it.
Are you joking? Are you joking?
Will would be all about it.
Have you seen Will Ferrell in Kicking and Screaming? He can kick a ball.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see him on the
dervishes.
field.
He's gonna hold that hawk that they have, and he's gonna just run around kicking balls.
Go, Hawk, go!
Oh boy.
But to the previous question, I honestly think you look at Atlanta and you look at LAFC, you look at 2 teams that are both in full stride. Even though Atlanta did lose Joseph Martinez, I think this year more than ever, if LAFC can get past Cruz, I think LAFC has a very solid shot to make it to a final, or if not make it to a final, win that competition. I think this is actually going to be the first year an MLS team actually does win Champions League, and finally we can, stick the middle finger up at everyone in Liga MX and be like, look at what we did, look at what we did.
Well, the big
For
question.
1 year.
For 1 year.
For 1 year.
For 1 year. And then the Red Bull are going to be back in it, and they're just going to screw it all up next year.
Well, the big question for Atlanta is going to be: we've seen that they can get it done against that team. We just have a Champions Cup rematch, but without Almiron and without Martinez, can they still win?
But like I said, I think
Club America's been a favorite in this competition many times over.
which is always surprising because they're never in a good position in their league. Like, they're very average throughout the league, but then they turn around.
Well, they have won CCL like 6 times, have they not?
Which is always amazing. Imagine, like, the Southampton of the Mexican League winning Champions League.
Yeah.
That's how I look. I'm just...
And LAFC to me comes down to if their defense can step up. Like you said, the Philly game was an offensive slugfest. Neither defense really looked up to it.
Actually, no, I'm so sorry. I was thinking of Tigres being the Southampton of it. No, Club America is more like the like.
They're always
They're
such a
up. They're
big
always
club.
up there.
Yeah.
I'm taking back what I originally said. I got the teams
Well,
mixed
LFC,
up, but
even in the Philly game, both defenses kind of look like they didn't really have it. That game was kind of an offensive slugfest. Not that it wasn't thrilling, but
you talk about the LAFC
yeah.
game. Well,
Can they win their Champions League game? Can the defense step up without Walker Zimmerman?
Well, that's exactly what I was going to say. Walker Zimmerman was such an anchor for that LAFC team last year, and you can see that LAFC currently right now is missing that like main center back. The same thing that the Red Bull are. You're missing that go-to center back who can clean up all the mess.
I mean, we've seen they can get it done. When they beat Club Leon in the last leg, they were second in the league, and now Cruz Azul sits at fourth. So if you look at numbers, technically, they should be able to win this game.
I think, like I said, to go back to it, I think the MLS has a solid opportunity, but it really is. It comes down to, can they come down in the clutch? But the other problem you have here, and then Dre brought it up, I believe, on one of the previous podcasts, Liga MX is already heavily into their season. These are guys who are already they're in the mid-season, so they're in their mid-season form. For us, our season just started, so we're having a problem with, having most of these coaches.
Well, that's where the mid-season form. That's where it comes in. Like Atlanta has an uphill battle. Like Club America has only conceded 7 goals in their first 8 games. They're already 8 games into their season, and their defense is.
They already have that
there
connection.
already.
They have that connection. So you look at teams like in the MLS, exactly as we were talking about. Yeah, LAFC isn't giving up that many goals, and they're scoring a lot of them in return. Most of these coaches don't have their lineup. Like you think about coaches usually through the middle of the season, they have that lineup. They have that like, okay, I already know my 11 guys going into it, and Dre and Alex, you guys can jump in at any moment you want. Usually when coaches like hit that mid-season point, they know who their 11 are. Maybe it's not the 11 that started the season, because maybe you get yourself a Tarek, a guy who was only brought in just to be a backup, but oh my god, he's actually pretty good. I gotta find a spot in the lineup for this guy. I bet you when, they turned around and they got Velo all those years ago, the Red Bull, I bet you that he wasn't destined to be a starter, but you know what? Hey, you stuck him in, he had a couple good results, and you're like, oh man, I gotta find room for this guy.
Yeah.
The MLS doesn't have that time yet, so I feel like coaches are still stretching and reaching, trying to find.
The other thing to note, we're talking about that, is Montreal, one of the teams in the competition, just had a new coach. So not only are they figuring out the lineup, the coach is still integrating into the team, getting used to the culture, getting used to the players, and all that kind of stuff.
That's very, very
you do have Thierry Henry, who just got to Montreal, still getting used to the players, experimenting with
It's more than
lineups,
just getting
tactics,
used
all
to.
that.
He's trying to resurrect his career.
Right.
His last,
After his
last coaching job did
debacle
not
in
go
fucking
well.
Monaco.
Wait,
That was a debacle in Monaco.
Wait, didn't he win many trophies? I'm just joking. I'm literally just joking. He was ran out of Monaco. I'm talking pitchforks and fire. Oh, he was ran out.
Lost
His job for him is very much trying to.
Don't
prove
quote me
that
on
he
it, but
can
I
do
think
it.
he lost something like 11 consecutive games or something, and it was fucking fire.
Back
he was
to
just
back to
not
our
good.
comment on the previous group chat. How many losses would it take in a row for Red Bull fans to burn down RBA?
Yeah. Because update after last week, what pissed me off, Carpate, losing, was it 13 last week in a row? They still haven't won. They tied this past
just
weekend.
a live look-in.
Hold on,
Nope,
I think-
still
hold
haven't
on,
won.
Weekly update on Dre's hometown club.
Hold on,
Carpate Lviv is the last game they won at this. Right now, is recording this is March 11th. The last game they won was September 20th, 2019. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Kyle made a very good point and a good way to describe Dre's hometown team as you used for Orlando City. And if you want to say it again, you're more than welcome to bring that up, because I believe we all got a good laugh out of it.
Yeah, they couldn't finish in a whorehouse.
They could not at this point.
Short, simple, and to the point.
Yeah.
Sounds like my love life.
And
I know other teams
The
that are
best
currently
30
struggling.
seconds of your entire life.
Other teams that are currently struggling in the MLS,
Yeah.
like your hometown team, the 2 new teams,
yeah.
Miami and Nashville, kind of struggling to get their feet underneath them
Yeah.
in the first 2 weeks of the season.
I'll let someone else start this off.
Who did Miami play this last week?
DC. which we all predicted Miami would win.
Yep.
Did we all?
We
We
all
all
had
call that?
sports on that.
I could have sworn I picked DC on that one, but no. I think we.
He's turning around.
We're gonna go
now.
back to the
I
tape.
thought-
Dre's
No.
like, wait.
No, it's
I
fine.
would
I
like
know that
to.
I'm losing or not in first, but let me. I thought I picked TC.
I kind of did expect a little bit more from Miami. I expected them to kind of like start the season off with a bang, kind of introduce themselves into the league. But DC's not an easy opponent for sure. But yeah, I'm definitely surprised that 2 games in they haven't gotten a tie or a win yet. It's still very early, but you know, with teams that have the backing of huge stars and probably have a lot of money behind them, to not be able to put up impressive performances in the first couple games, that might, if I was a Miami fan, I'd be starting to get worried at this point. You know, you have Robles, who's an experienced keeper. You have all these other players that combined have 800 plus MLS games, and for them to struggle only 2 games in, that's not a good sign.
Doesn't Miami have 2 guys down now? 2 injured players?
Do they?
Wasn't it one's Robinson? Oh, I forgot the other one was.
All I know is
I think one of them came out, if I'm thinking of the right team, I think one of them came out because they got knocked to the head, and that's just precaution.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly sure I'm thinking of the right team.
All right.
I mean,
My issues with it is, it's just, it comes down to repetition. Every other team in the league you have your core group of players, they've been together, they know each other. These guys are just getting started with each other.
Right. So
like, I mean, there are some good with Miami. Like,
I was about to say, but Dre made a very good point. Dre brought up a statistic. Like, the combined total starts for the starting 11 of Miami is over 800. I don't remember the exact
doesn't mean
number.
you just-
there's
I
over
get it.
800
I get.
yeah.
I get you. I
chemistry
get. I get you. Don't
thing.
tell.
Although,
It is
like,
I
a
know you and me can
no.
talk about it.
once-
Look at the Yankees in the early 2000s. Vasquez, Randy Johnson, you had all these star players. They just couldn't. They didn't
that's-
gel. It
yeah,
just didn't happen.
well, I was gonna bring up Vegas for hockey because everybody looks at them as a team that just started and they went to almost
That
the
was
Stanley
deep
Cup
into
the first year.
deep into
Yeah.
the playoffs.
And
the
deep
first
in the
year.
playoffs the following season, and people were like, "Well, if you do an expansion team, that should happen almost for every other team," and it's not the case. That was just a weird freak
It
accident
was a weird situation where they
Right.
kind of clicked right away.
because they were already gated as the underdogs.
Yeah.
And
Nobody
here's-
even gave them a chance.
Exactly.
Going back to the Inter Miami situation, they also had an awesome coach in Diego Alonso, who I'm pretty sure has won the CCL
Yeah, you know, you
with
mentioned-
Monterrey
you
in
men-
Mexico.
you mentioned that
so
the last time,
he's an
yeah.
experienced coach. He has experienced players. I
mean,
get it, honestly. It just
We're 2
probably
weeks
has to
in,
be.
we don't have to hit the panic
It just,
alarm
it just
yet.
has to be
Starting
the
with
getting
Miami,
getting
things have to
the
start happening.
situation
Starting with
going.
Miami, you have good things happening. You have it's starting. Like, Rodolfo Pizarro and Luis Robles have clearly been leading this team. They're the stars so far. Robinson's had a few impressive runs across 2 games. The second game, it came down to that handball that early hurt. It's hard to come back from that. And the first game, I don't know what else to say besides they played a hell of a game and Carlos Vela was being Carlos Vela.
Well-
I don't know what else to say more than that. It's just repetition. It'll come.
I don't know if Alex wants to chime in at all on this one, but definitely something that, like, I mean, here's the thing. So I'm going to be I'm just going to be straightforward and blunt about very, like, things. Nashville, we expected this. I want to be as quick as possible.
Since episode 1 we talked about
Nashville, I think we all expected they're going to have a rough time getting themselves into the league. I am a little surprised with Inter Miami.
I thought Miami was going to go far. I said it.
I thought Miami was also as well going to sneak into the playoffs. But here's the thing, guys: we're 2 weeks in. I don't think with either of these 2 brand new clubs we're going to hit the panic button just yet. I'm really excited this upcoming week to see Inter host their first ever home game.
Yes.
That's gonna be fun.
So this is my one and only thing that I want to take away from both teams. Yes, you have Pizarro with Inter Miami, but with Nashville and in the same. But, case in point.
I mean, while I think Miami's the most put together team, I mean, it's the same thing with Nashville. It's just repetition, time spent together. But I think their problem in the first 2 has been the lack of an attack.
So
Their defense has been getting it done.
But with the same,
they don't have any fire.
But that's actually so. The thing I wanted to bring up: every team needs that go-to guy on the offensive side of the ball. He doesn't need to be a world-class star, but he needs to be a guy who's like, give me the ball so I can at least get something started.
Yes.
Manchester United were a dead fish on offense. Bruno Fernandes comes in and oh my God, everyone and their grandmother is scoring goals now. He's not the only one scoring goals, but you need that guy who literally is
Can't
screaming.
tell Pep Guardiola to shut the fuck up.
First of all, side note, Pep Guardiola tosses the ball away from Bruno Fernandes. Bruno just stares Pep down, puts the shush, and then points to the scoreboard. Bruno Fernandes, the steel ones he carries. No, but really, again, with both Nashville and Miami, they both need that guy. You have Pizarro. You have a guy who's supposed to be the leader on this team on the offensive side of the ball. He's not. Yes, he scored the goal, but at the same time, you watch their games, he's not aggressive enough where he's screaming for the ball. He wants the ball. He wants to start the play. And when you watch Nashville play, they're just passing the ball around hoping something's going to happen. Yeah. And that's the problem you have is you need your guy on the front side of the offense who is like, he does not have to score the goals. He needs to want the ball to start the play.
You need a playmaker.
The last thing here I want to say to wrap this up is that Inter Miami hasn't had the most easy schedule to start. Red Bull had the tune-up game against Cincy. The two games that Miami's played have been DC United and have been LAFC. They haven't played, your Vancouver Whitecaps. They haven't played Cincinnati or these teams that you kind of expect to get a win against. So that's definitely an aspect as well.
A team that's not struggling, clearly, Minnesota, taking on Portland 3-1 and beating San Jose 5-2. And then they play Red Bulls this week, so
do you know what it is,
I'm not gonna say 3-0 to start the season.
Do you know what it is, Justin? It's the jerseys.
It's the jerseys.
I said it in episode 1.
Oh, they're fuego.
Those goddamn jerseys are fuego. And apparently to match
for them right now.
They do.
They're one of 4 teams to get max points in the first 2. They are the most dangerous offense in the MLS so far.
They had a center back.
In 2 games.
They had a center back score 2. Come on.
Yeah. Well, he was the defender of the year last year. Let's not.
Plus, they haven't even won it.
Yeah, our defender of the year is doing fuck all.
Well, yeah, he's sitting on the bench waiting for an English Premier League side to come in and be like, "Hi, please buy me." Do you think Minnesota is going to be a contender? Do you think the way they're starting this season, do you think that they're destined to at least be fighting for the Supporter Shield? I'll start it off. I think right now with the way Minnesota's playing, that energy they have at home, I think 100%. I think they're a team that's definitely going to be fighting for a Supporter Shield outside of a major injury or a massive setback. I think they're a team that is destined to at least fight for something.
Right. Yeah. I think they can definitely make a run for sure. If they keep this form up, if their back line stays as consistent as it is, they can definitely make a run. They were the runners-up in the Open Cup last year, so they definitely have the experience and they have the core guys as part of the team. I think they can definitely make a run for the Cup this year.
So I do have a question to ask about them, though, and I'll open it up to Alex first. Their next 6 opponents are Red Bull, Montreal, San Jose, Galaxy, Houston, and Dallas.
Wait, didn't they just play San Jose? They play
them again.
They play them twice in the first 6.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh, wow.
We're giving away free points here.
I was about to say that's like Liverpool playing Norwich 6 times.
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, out of those 6 teams, I would honestly say Dallas probably is the best chance against Minnesota.
Yeah, who do you think the first real test is going to be?
So you really look at it, you start off the season that hot, you start the season off with, here's the thing, I get it, they might have an easier schedule, which means they're going to have a tougher schedule at the end of the year, but you look at it, if they start the season off that hot, with that amount of points to start off, 1, it's intimidating, but 2, it gives you this confidence factor that like, hey, screw it, we're gonna beat everyone. Alex, what are you thinking along the lines of Minnesota contender, or is this just bad schedule?
I've seen they've been playing really well overall. What are they, 2nd in the conference, in the Western Conference now?
Yeah, I think it's behind Kansas City, and I think that's strictly on goal difference.
The goal difference is 1. So yeah, they're literally tied for first they're 1 behind a goal differential.
I've been saying since the beginning. I think the Crew is going to go really far. I'm also now watching this.
That's a separate. That's
later
on the episode.
Like teams that you need to watch.
Right.
They just surprise me.
Matt hit the nail on the head. The next 6 games they have, there's
one game.
Maybe Montreal. Really, Dallas is the only standout in those first 16.
After the game after that is LA Galaxy. That's a test.
That midfield's that's another topic, but that midfield has been all over the place.
Okay.
What are you thinking, Kyle? Contender or pretender?
Contender.
You think, honestly, when we're coming down to the end of the season, you think that, Minnesota's going to definitely be a team that...
If they don't go into that point in the season where they're scoring less, they're sitting back.
If they don't let off the gas,
they'll do it.
Justin? Just finish it
Make
off.
the
You-
playoffs.
And he's not gonna
No,
play opposite here
I
and,
will
and
not
say,
do
say
devil's
oh, they're
advocate
gonna
here.
draw.
So you think at some point they're gonna fizzle and they're not gonna compete?
No,
for
I
that?
don't think they're gonna fizzle, but I think you're gonna have at that point they're gonna have a decent amount of points to make it to the playoffs. I don't think they have to worry about missing the playoffs.
Well, no,
this
I'm
year.
talking about Supporter Shield. I'm specifically talking.
Supporter Shield.
I think that was Are they a contender for the Supporter Shield, or do you think that they're just?
Hey, it's anybody's game. Red Bulls can go on a hot streak.
I mean, it's early to call.
It's
but
early to call. We're 2 weeks in.
nothing.
Now we're gonna transition to something a little bit different. We're transitioning into a team that definitely didn't have a good start to be the reigning Eastern champions, and we're talking about NYCFC. It's pretty blue on the blue side of NYCFC.
Good.
What's
We're
that?
not
Where is
biased
this?
here. We're
Where
not.
is that? Where is it located?
Do you mean? Oh wait, hold on.
Have
So
you
wait,
ever
hold on,
been
hold on.
there? You ever heard?
Wait, quick question. So are they playing? So as we're watching this game, the blue side of New York, because they play in the five boroughs, is currently playing a game at Red Bull Arena. You're
Red Bull
welcome.
Arena isn't in the 5 boroughs?
No.
Did they get that memo? I'm not sure.
That's so weird. That's so weird that the team that only plays within the five boroughs in New York happens to be in Harrison, New Jersey tonight. That's a separate topic. We are currently talking about, is it too early to hit the panic button?
I mean, we mentioned this earlier. It's early to say anything, whether it's Miami, Nashville, or whether it's this. But I will definitely say that I am surprised by their performance. I believe on one of the earlier episodes, I predicted them as one of the teams to look out for. Bear had a awesome breakout season last year. Maxi Morales has been playing well. I thought they were going to be a team that was honestly going to be better than they are right now. As a Red Bull fan, happy that they're not doing well, but also objectively surprised that they are not doing well. It really is surprising. I've picked them, I believe, 2 weeks in a row to win the games that they were in, and they've let me down. So, as a subjective Red Bull fan, as a Red Bull fan, I'm happy they're losing, but
Big SAT.
as as just an MLS fan in general, I'm kind of surprised that they're losing. So that's my analysis.
I mean, I'm not really impressed with New York, to be honest, at all. I think it's kind of comical, everything that's going on with them. That's more of what I've been focusing on. But even watching this game right now, I feel each team's holding their own, but I don't see them going all the way to the end. I don't see them being a contender, really, at the end of this.
Kyle?
I think it might be a little too early to tell, and I think it's a lot of
Might be a little biased.
new coach changes. I mean, Delia's picked up 0 points in his first 2 games as coach. You basically lost the game against Columbus in the first 3 minutes of your season with that early red card.
Which I'm still calling BS.
And then we're not going to have that conversation again.
It's not a red card.
And then you come into Toronto and you get outshot 17-11 shots on goal against a Toronto team without Michael Bradley. Like, it's just not a good look.
All right, Justin, what are you thinking? Are you thinking it's too? Or is it
It's
too?
New York. Teams in New York struggle. They'll get back at it. It's week 2.
So I want to just close on one thing before we transition to the next thing. Do you believe NYCFC is just being crushed by the pressure of last year's success, winning the Eastern Conference at the end of the season?
I think it's a lot of what Red Bull fans know well, especially from the last 2 years. I think, judging by the performances, the hopes were so high that even if it wasn't this bad and you won 1 out of your first 2, the fan base is still just not behind you.
I think that's the big problem with them right now. There's no drive behind the fans. There's no...
You need a home.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, you
And,
see,
I can't say I
and,
blame
and,
them.
and the teammates probably they feel it as well. They feel lost.
Yeah. You don't have your own personal locker.
You
You
don't
don't
have
have a
backing.
routine. You got
Exactly.
nothing. You're all over the place.
Imagine being an international
That gets in your
player
head.
coming over from
Ruins
South
games.
America, coming over from Europe or anywhere really, and then you show up and you have to play soccer in a baseball stadium like that. That alone is kind of just like
More than
it
that.
throws you off your game.
I mean, I can't say I blame the fan base either, because you've been
No, it's
promised
not
the
their-
stadium,
not their-
promised the stadium, promised the stadium. The front office, similar to Red Bull's front office, screws you around at every turn. You can't get an answer. Meanwhile, you watch team after team come in, get handed a stadium, get handed this and
Everything,
that, and you're still sitting here wondering,
What about us?
why are we still at Yankee Stadium?
There's a lot of nonsense behind it. Very
Yeah.
political in New York. But we'll go on a plane and not cough and fly over to the other side of the United States of America, West Coast, LA.
When someone coughs on your $8 flight to Florida,
Was it worth it?
Hey, does anyone want to go see the Galaxy? The flights round trip to LA are $75.
It's not a bad gig.
I'm just saying.
I was
Anyway,
about to book a trip to Miami for that Red Bull game. $100 flat.
dude, we could probably get it cheaper now than the fans that bought it a month ago.
So trouble in LA. Matt's gonna chime in as soon as he's done opening his second beer. Matt, you put that next to the microphone. You open that bad boy up, not on the laptop. Thank you.
Pour it all over that laptop.
All right.
All over me, all over my papers.
That's all right. It happens.
All right.
It's beer. It's all good.
That's what we're
Take
here
your first
for.
sip and chime in.
so
I would say his name, but I know I'm gonna muff it on the
So-
podcast. So
trouble in Los Angeles paradise. Chicharito
that's it.
is having a tough time. 0 goals and 0 assists in his first season in the MLS, but that $9.4 million price tag. I'm not gonna mention much because everyone is like eager to. They're giving me the eyes. They want to jump in. But one question I want to ask the group: is the shadow of Zlatan just a little bit too big for the Mexican super sub?
Dude, they're not even on the same tier, man. Come on.
No, I'm just talking strictly. I'm talking strictly on Zlatan came in off the bench for his first touch with
Own
Los
the
Angeles.
league.
He walks in, unzips his pants, dick flops out, wins everything, and then
A
leaves.
wise guy once told me.
He never made the-
His name was Kyle. Zlatan can fart, and the fucking ball would go into the goal.
It's a big shadow to fill. The guy can just make things happen.
It literally, it's not a comparison, those two players. But,
One's a god,
But
one's a human.
I think not having Zlatan there is highlighting other problems. That midfield is always renowned for being one of the better midfields in the league. This year we see that middle four, the spine of the team, really underperforming.
Yeah.
Do you think it's always been that way, or
They always
are we just
counted
seeing
on
it now?
You
'cause
were,
Zlatan's
well,
not there?
that's it.
I
You're
feel like
worried
they
about
always-
Zlatan the whole
yeah.
time. You don't worry about the other
You
guys. They have a
lean
little
on
bit
that
more
guy.
Because, I
free
mean,
space.
everybody's worried about Chicharito's goal, and we're putting it all on him. But he has the third lowest completion rating out
Yeah.
of anybody. He's only received 38 of 105 passes.
wow. That's
They're
not
not
good
getting
at all.
him the ball.
Yeah.
You can't expect somebody to set up if he's not getting it.
Yeah.
But this also turns around into a thing where Zlatan will get the ball at midfield and he will literally make his own. Like, if Zlatan has to pull up from 40, 50 yards out and pull a shot, he'll do it.
Yeah, and he'll score it. Cheech can't score that.
Chicharito does not have that in his cabinet. He doesn't have that in his locker where he can turn around.
Yeah.
Chicharito was never like that. Me, Manchester United fan, Chicharito was that guy you would always find randomly on the back post to put in a little like tap in that came off of like someone's head off of a corner.
Also,
or,
that was like off the bench as well.
yeah,
You know.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what he did. He was the guy who got you a late, scrappy goal. Now, when he came in, it's like you think to yourself, a lot of people are like, oh, it's the MLS. He's going to find success. He's going to be okay. But he just looks lost out there.
And to draw comparisons, I know Vela didn't look anywhere near as lost as this, but Vela didn't score until his third game. He played his first two without a goal as well.
Yeah.
Just 2 years ago. I think it's maybe a little too early to get on the guy's crap, but I think it's kind of, like
true.
I said,
That's
without a player like Zlatan making it happen, was that midfield this week last year? Or
Was
are
Zlatan
we just
holding him on the
seeing it
back,
more?
or was or
Because
you know.
the spine of the team has not been performing, including guys like Sasha, who are renowned midfielders.
Yeah.
in the league.
So here's my point on that. So Matt is a Man United fan, so he can attest to Chicharito's performance at Man U. You know, he was always a super sub. He'd get those late goals if you needed them. But here's where I think, as a Bundesliga fan, where Chicharito went wrong. When he finally went to Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga, should have never left. That would have been his best spot to stay there. I don't think he's a starter anywhere else, but he was a starter for Leverkusen, and that was the best career move he made. Going back to West Ham and now going to LA, maybe it could be a career resurgence, but you know, there was a time where he was a starter for someone, and now he's trying to start for LA, and it's not looking good so far. But that being said, let's move on.
So Atlanta's not missing Martinez, clearly.
No, I mean, I'm telling you right now, I mean, they look good in that 2-1 victory. No, don't get me wrong. You gave up a goal to Cincinnati. What are you doing? Brad Guzan. But overall, I mean, you look at Pity Martinez, you look at Barco, those are two guys who stepped up. And like I said last week, those are two guys who had to step up. The guy's not there anymore. You guys need to be the ones to
You
create.
probably won't get him back this year either.
I think you're going to get him back
It's
on the
tough, though.
playoff run. You look at the type of person.
September, so.
You look at the guy Joseph Martinez is. He's a guy who is. It's probably killing him. He's not on that field right now.
You're right. It is September / not September.
It's in September.
I really.
Ish.
Well, when the season gets pushed back 2 months because of the coronavirus, yeah.
Exactly.
When they
That's
start
why I'm
playing
not
in
worried about
December,
it.
yeah.
I'm gonna
he'll be
finish.
back.
I'm gonna finish up my thing really quick. I think with Pity and Barco both doing extremely well in a game against Cincinnati, I still look at Atlanta as heavy contenders in the East. I mean, you look at it, teams like NYCFC we thought would be in, the race. They can't even seem to get their feet underneath them. And you just look at the entire conference. There's no one who's doing well enough where I'm going to say they're going to challenge Atlanta. I think Atlanta's still going to comfortably cruise into the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to get a supporter shield. You're looking at a couple of really strong teams in the West, but overall, I still think Atlanta, as they say, conquers the East.
I'm actually gonna. Everybody's so focused on Joseph Martinez and the problems in the front. I'm gonna focus on the back. Like you said,
business in the front, party in the back.
like you said, Ezekiel Barco and Pity Martinez definitely stepped up. 2 goals and assists between the two of them. Not too shabby, but I think fans in DeBoer might be more worried about the defense at this point. You had Miles Robinson and Franco Escobar, both some more solid players, out with injuries.
How long are they out for?
They got knocks at the end of the game.
Okay.
I haven't really looked into how long, but
Yeah.
they definitely came out. Lawrence Weick looked to fill shoes before he came out with an injury. So you really can't afford to lose any more defenders here,
Yeah.
especially on a team without
Without
star
the
striker.
guy to get it done in the front. Yeah.
I hate to cut you off, but again, we're watching this Champions League game. There are Red Bull tarps at NYCFC's Champions League game.
The Tarps are going to have more CCL appearances than the Red Bulls.
Oh.
Wow.
Red Bull Arena has more appearances than the Red Bulls.
Oof. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong on that.
I need an adult.
Hey, Matt.
Matt, you're drinking beer. You are an adult.
I am an adult. I tell you what, probably the coolest game that I've seen in quite a while. Got you on your edge of your seat. I stayed up until I think the game was over like 12:52-ish.
It started 10 p.m. Eastern time.
No,
for us.
10 p.m. It started at
11
11
Oh,
p.m.
fuck
buddy.
me dead, man.
Yeah, it was like 1 o'clock in the morning by the
I
time
was
the game was
miserable
over.
Yo,
the next day at work.
back and forth.
Miserable.
Insane action, missed shots, save shots, what have you, yellow cards. The one
Goals.
guy, the one guy with
4
the
world-class
goals.
goals in the same
The one guy
game.
Martinez gets
Minutes
three,
apart, seconds apart, some of them.
3 different jerseys in one game because
He could get bleeding on himself.
Yeah, no blood on the jersey, so you
I'm
gotta get
talking,
changing.
if you want to watch drama, fuck the movie theater. Go watch this game. Because this game has fucking drama.
You nailed
Although
it,
not
man.
until this whole coronavirus thing passes, don't get sick.
Yes, please don't go to movie theater right
Don't
now.
do that. Don't do that.
Stay at
No.
home, watch Netflix.
So Dre and I literally got home from a concert. We went to Asbury Park and went to our friend Joe's band, and they were playing, and we literally got home.
You're not gonna name drop this
Yeah,
band
we-
real quick?
Oh,
for him?
okay,
Give a
okay.
shout,
Kind of
dude.
music.
Shout-
Scott, whoop, whoop.
Shout out. They're about as classic, they're like the new age hardcore music. Their band's called Life Itself. Overall, an absolutely amazing
Sad boy
band.
metalcore. Good stuff.
Sad.
How
Did you
crafty
just
they
call
get.
them sad boy metal?
That's what they call themselves. Sad boy
Sad boy
metalcore.
metalcore.
Anymore, they're gonna have to start paying us for
Kinda.
sponsorship.
I
So
would kind of dig that.
No,
It's
overall, so
literally
we
metalcore.
got home and I just turned on the TV and I already had it to Fox and it was just like, oh shit, the LAFC game
watch
just
this.
started. I text everyone in the group. Everyone's like, oh yes, okay. So everyone.
I was literally in my bed, like teeth brushed, ready to go to sleep, and I'm like, let me just check the game, see what's
Yeah.
going on. The chat blows up, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on here? And then the game just fucking starts at 100 and goes to 2.
I think I was literally like in my underwear and I just hear the game and Kyle scream and I just ran downstairs. I was like, oh my god, the game's on.
I'm telling.
in my underwear.
I really hope you stayed up for this game because this game first of all, might go down as game of the season. I get the game of the season is going to go down as a
Get you
draw.
hyped for MLS.
According to Matt, we've already had
it's
the
a
goal
draw.
of the season.
No,
we've
we've
already
had-
had the
no, no,
game
no,
of the
no,
season.
no.
We're 2 weeks in, boys.
No, we had the goal of the season. I don't know
Yeah.
his name. I honestly, and I feel so horrible for not.
Jacob Glenzes.
A Norwegian center back.
Oh god.
From 40 yards
that
out.
was amazing.
Sweet shot.
We're gonna put the
Not gonna lie,
Cheeky
not
blaster
even-
of a shot.
we're gonna
man.
no, we are gonna put the video of this in the show links
That's not even
underneath.
talking about the goal in Montreal.
No,
Yesterday.
but that was an MLS.
Were-
That wasn't
yeah.
MLS. That was CONCACAF.
My point is, you had the guy from near half field going, "Oh, Glenzes scored from 40 yards out. Hold my beer."
This guy,
Not gonna lie, my dick twitched. My dick twitched.
all I know
In the
is,
LAFC goal. Or sorry, the Philadelphia goal.
all I know is, you're watching this game and he runs again free kick at almost 45 yards out, and you're turning around and you see this guy making a solid run. I'm like, so this is gonna have way too much power to be a good cross into the box, and he just cuts it, and the ball just hangs in the air.
It was a knuckleball. It was a straight knuckle.
Well, I'm talking right now. Cristiano Ronaldo is calling this guy asking for like tips. He's like, "Hey, dude, I haven't scored a free kick in a Stone's age. Help me out here, sport." Overall, I mean, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and
Like, that goal was separated by 64 seconds until Diego Rossi scored. 64
and
seconds.
I'm telling you right now, Diego Rossi. Again,
Beautiful goal, too.
every goal that was scored in this game
Wasn't cheap dribblers. It wasn't
Yeah.
any crazy. It was just awesome shots back and forth.
Like, this game had the drama, had the action. Like, oh, guys.
Right. I felt
It
a
was
playoff game there in
Yeah.
your week 2.
Right. Like,
That
that
was
was a treat. It was
crazy
honest.
intense.
If
Like,
that
I
goal,
had
though,
to.
isn't going to be goal of the season, I can't wait to see the goal that's going to be.
Yeah,
goal
no,
this season,
and I
right.
really
Did
hope
you see
it's.
his face afterwards? He was just like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
big.
shocked.
He was
I didn't
shocked.
think-
He was like, "What the fuck?"
He-
I didn't think
It's
that was
definitely,
gonna
it's
happen.
definitely the goal of that guy's career,
That
for
dude's
sure.
getting
Career,
got
are you
laid
t-
that night? I'll tell you that.
I think with LAFC, to wrap it up, I think LAFC, this is what you expect from LAFC. You expect high scoring. You expect high intensity. My biggest takeaway is hats off to Philly.
They
Having
matched
a-
them. They matched
They
them every step
matched
of the
them
way.
perfectly.
Every step of the
But not
way.
only to say that, LAFC turned around, and not LAFC, I'm sorry. Philly had a tough first week. They had the loss against Dallas, and they looked like a team that just couldn't find the end of a barrel. You looked at a team that went toe-to-toe with probably the best offense in the MLS. That's a solid point. You get a point away at LAFC, that's something to be proud about. I think LAFC is going to... I'm not sorry. I keep saying LAFC. I think Philly's going to take that momentum, and I think this is going to push them in the correct direction for
I'll
the season.
segue a little bit by quoting Bob Bradley. Bob Bradley, after the game, was stated saying
Perfect teeth.
they play like a team that is in the Red Bulls organization. And to me, that says a lot that
Another team
Philadelphia
plays our
Union
system
plays
better
more
than
like
us.
the Red Bulls than we do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Just to end this topic off, Brendan Aronson, young kid, played amazing, and I think he has a very bright future. He was one of 4 homegrown players, MLS homegrown players, on that Philly team that day, and I think he has a great future. He looked super sharp for a 19-year-old. I think he's got a good spot in this team for
Play
years
the
to come.
youth. Play the youth.
Oh, please play the youth. That just makes it so much funner.
Especially in today's league.
So speaking of youth players, let's talk about,
The Red Bull?
play more youth players than anyone else. Shout out to RB2, our farm
Our starting
system.
lineup.
Our starting lineup.
Yeah.
Well, it just proved to show what all of us guessed last week. You put a competent opponent in front of them, and the team crumbles. 4
I'm sorry.
shots on goal.
I'm sorry. Did
4.
you just say RSL is competent?
I mean,
Even remotely competent.
But I'm not even calling
They're far
I don't
from
wanna
being
take-
Cincy.
I don't want to take anything away from RSL. I feel like you have Cincinnati, who's going to be bottom of the barrel.
Yeah,
I
but
think-
that's the thing. We played RSL. Only RSL. We can't play Cincy every week. Even a semi-competent opponent. 4 shots
This
on
is
goal.
this is the second.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. This is the second straight week. I am questioning Tim Parker's ability to be the senior member on that back line. He got beat on the goal that got called off by a handball. He got beat on the 92nd, 93rd minute goal we gave
He
up.
isn't even just getting beat. He looks lost.
He doesn't look like he knows where he's supposed to be.
Hustling at all last game.
Do you guys think
No,
that it's a
wasn't
matter of him not having Long next to him, or him just declining in form?
No,
100% not having Long in form right next to him.
Well, here's the thing. I look at it like this, and Kyle and I, we were sitting together, we were watching the game together. I think this is just only proving how important Aaron Long is. That Aaron Long was cleaning up the mess that Tim Parker just happened to provide day in and day out. I look at it as Aaron Long is that safety net where Tim Parker could pinch on an occasion. Tim Parker could make that risky challenge on an occasion. You don't have Aaron Long sitting there as the safety net anymore, but Tim Parker's not adjusting his game properly. Because of that, it's putting the Red Bull in extremely difficult situations. Because here's the thing. We had a lot of mixed reviews on the Cincy victory. But I'm telling you right now, this game, first of all, showed 3 things for me. 1, Tim Parker, when Aaron Long does come back, you better be keeping Tarek on that starting lineup. Because if Tim Parker is still there and Tarek has to go...
Tarek and Duncan earn their jobs. You don't sit them.
Segrist came out and proved everyone. If you had a problem with him in the first game, he played a hell of a second game. Kyle Duncan had a very good game, and Tarek had to turn around and freaking protect Parker all freaking game. So you turn around and you go, how is it once again that the senior member of our back staff is having a massive problem being the leader on that back line? Final thing I want to talk about, shout out to Sean Davis.
Yes.
Looked like a leader, actually played like a leader, and you know what? He's someone who, you know what? If that's the way he's going to play all year, he earned the title. He earned the title.
He had 2
As
saves
captain.
on goals. One, which I thought was a goal, and then he just came in and karate kicked that ball out the net.
Yeah, that was
And then
nice.
the other one,
that
I
was a
think
nice
he
save.
got, I think the ball got caught in his body, but still.
But conversation about the game and some news that we should probably throw in there. Now that the Red Bull have officially announced, so I'm assuming by the time the visa kicks in, Jason Pendant will be here by the end of the month.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
With 78 appearances for League 2 French team, 22 clean sheets. Even if Segrist was solid, he's got to be the guy that sits. And you know what? Parker should be the one that sits for Long.
Here, okay.
My only comment to this guy coming into the Red Bull, bringing Conor McGregor face. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah. He is coming
with
from League 2, not League 1, but
like,
22
With a
clean
resume
sheets,
like
he was
that,
captain.
he's not an RB2 guy. He doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't start him.
Here's my
Alex
quick...
Neal needs friends on
Yeah.
that
Oh,
argument.
God. He's got Ramir Fernandez.
I miss him.
No, here's my quick note on that, is that Tim Parker's playing poorly, but I think he plays well with Aaron Long, and we haven't had him with Aaron Long. I would give Tim Parker 1 game with Aaron Long next to him. If he plays like shit, I absolutely love Tarek, and I would give Tarek that spot.
And the last point before we segue, the questionable coaching decisions aren't helping this team either. We've seen...
We scored a goal and then played defense. We did what Atletico...
Oh, I'm not even touching that yet. In the first 2 games, we've seen the subs have either little to no effect or be completely questionable. Like subbing Rizza to play defensive for Kaku against Cincy. I don't know why you would do that. Mm-hmm. Even taking Kaku with how much he's done for that offense off the field to start with.
Yeah, like he's
it's
a
not
guy.
Like you're resting him for a cup.
He's a guy
You
who
don't have
plays
other games
90
to play.
minutes every game in my book. That's Kaku. He plays
It
90
makes
minutes every game,
the
barring injuries or whatever.
The coaching decisions also just make no sense to me.
I think this is just another coaching situation where Chris Armas has no idea what he's supposed to be doing. He's lost. And
Yeah.
the problem you're having here is because he's lost, it's hurting the team. And the thing about it is don't be fooled. Us fans see it. We see it day in and day out that you're hiding behind an absolute lie that, oh, this is the system. This is what everyone else does, and this is the system. We're going through the struggle. 2 years ago, we won the Supporter Shield. Can you please not forget?
If we're talking about the system, I don't see Leipzig hanging back in the second half, giving up. Did they against Tottenham the other night? I didn't see that happen.
I think this is just going to continue to finish it up before we transition. I think this is going to be an extremely difficult year. And like I said at the beginning on our first ever episode, this is going to prove what Red Bull fans are still sticking around. This is going to be the tough times, but I really think it's gonna like. You have a tough time filling a stadium that's supposed to fit 26,000 people. I'm telling you right now, you keep this going, you're gonna have to start tarping the bottom bowl, because at some point they're gonna run out of tarps upstairs.
Absolutely.
I know a team that's not running out of tarps. Sporting KC.
You can't buy a ticket into a Sporting KC game right now.
Sporting,
And that's your favorite
City,
stadium.
Sporting Kansas City. They are. I'm calling them. They're definitely a contender this year for the title. Absolutely, they are playing like a bat out of hell, and I think they're gonna go far.
Do you think they have enough to be not? We're gonna talk more MLS Cup down the road. But like as I said before, do you think Sporting Kansas City is a team that can fight? You know, you think to yourself, Atlanta. I don't think Atlanta's going to go for a supporter shield, unfortunately, because of the time. They're going to lose games because they don't have Joseph Martinez. But do you look at Sporting Kansas City, a team that is literally getting goals from everywhere? Like
The first 2 wins have been onslaughts. It's just not been close.
When I'm playing Sporting Kansas City. Like, if the Red Bull, like, don't get me wrong, the Red Bull are playing against Minnesota this upcoming week. I'm already not enjoying that. If the Red Bull were playing Kansas City this week, I watch every Red Bull game. Home, away, it does not matter. I almost feel like I would not watch right now if we were playing Kansas City this week. I really don't think I'd watch. I think I'd just be like, that's a loss.
You're going Kansas City? No.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. I think
I'd watch the highlights.
I'll save myself 2 hours. Just put my phone underneath the couch so I don't even hear the vibrate go off 8
Dig
times.
a hole in the backyard, bury it, come
If
back
I
a
may
couple hours later.
summarize my opinions, I think this team has their first real test against Atlanta. I think they
That
could
is going to
very
be
well.
such a good game.
That
very
is
well
going to
be.
be a good game.
I think this team very well could be the real deal. You have the front office proving that they know what they're doing in signings. Gotti Kenda has been nothing but solid for this team in the first 2. You have the reigning Liga MX Apertura goal-scoring champion in Alan Polito kicking one off already.
I mean, I just like the fact that they already have multiple people on the team that are multiple goal scorers. I think that's the thing. When you get goals from everywhere,
That's what makes you a dangerous team.
that's what makes you a dangerous team. When you're a defense, because when you play against an Atlanta,
The defense, who is so solid, even without Winston Reed from West Ham not even being eligible to play yet. That's another weapon coming.
scares the crap out of me knowing that Kansas City has more weapons not even
They
here
aren't
yet.
playing yet, yeah.
And like I said, you go to that stadium, it's a different monster when you play at Child Mercy Park.
That's the kind of front office I strive
I wanna
to
go there really
have.
Kid talks it up.
They did not have a good year last year, and they do not want to miss the playoffs.
Yo,
again
hold on.
this year.
Side note, whole Corona thing going on right now. Who wants to buy probably a $65 round trip ticket to Kansas City right now?
About it.
Kinda do.
Kinda.
Yo,
It
think about
depends.
it.
We have to know if the stadium's going to be closed by then or not, but
Hold
I'm
on.
about it.
Hold on, think about it. $65 probably gets you a round trip. Yo, the barbecue we would buy prior to the game is more expensive.
Right
than,
now, it's
Yeah.
the best thing you can do is just buy all the tickets for like the end of the season games.
Yeah.
Start buying them right now, dude. Just
Genius.
Dude, just the last,
Buy like the October away games,
Exactly.
Oh,
September away
Are you kidding?
games.
They're $60 to $100 right now. Corona's gonna be gone by.
This guy
hopefully,
fucks.
You know?
This guy knows what's up.
So,
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I already know people who are already advertising on social media. Like, oh, I just bought my next 5 trips.
Yeah.
Like today, and I'm sitting here like texting my fiance like,
Yeah,
so like, do you want
it's
to go to
smart.
like?
It's
By the
smart.
way, your fucking trip is going to Italy.
Yeah, no.
How's that
so,
working out?
Well, he bought
So-
hazmat suits on Amazon.
Just so a friendly heads up, we'll call it honeymoon watch.
That's right.
So-
if he's going or not.
Honeymoon watch 2020.
Not if he's going. It's if he's coming back.
So honeymoon
He's
You
watch.
have to let him land.
So we did our entire stuff through a travel agency for we're going to be spending most likely about almost a week and a half, 2 weeks in Italy this upcoming summer for our honeymoon. We're really excited, but don't get me wrong, Italy is basically under full scale quarantine
I
right now.
think actually, as we were recording this podcast, I got a text from my buddies. Trump just banned travel to the EU.
So the big,
Literally, like if your honeymoon was tomorrow, you're SOL.
no, well,
Who's
so
speaking
so
to
what's nice is we have, you know, because my fiance and I, okay, I'm more my fiance than myself. smart enough to buy insurance. So basically, if the
There you
seat,
go.
if the seat,
Well, there's got to be somebody smart. you know.
dude, why? I'm
It's
married.
not him.
I'm
Not
married.
us.
I'm
Christina,
marrying a
every
teacher. First of all,
time.
I'm marrying a teacher. Okay, like we make decisions. I have to just be like, hey, is this a good idea?
Mm-hmm.
Like, quick question. I'm thinking about buying a timeshare.
No. All right.
Yeah, definitely not a good idea. Round
so-
robin. Things that piss you off this week. We'll have Matt start because I'm still thinking of mine, and then we'll go into predictions. I can't wait for you to say yours, Alex. You
What's
wild
pissing me
card.
off this week? Let's give a great shout out to the English FA. English FA. Hey, the rest of Europe is banning games, playing games behind closed doors with the whole coronavirus thing. What does the English FA do? Hey, you're not allowed to shake hands with the opponent pregame. Okay,
But after
cool.
the game,
yeah.
you can suck his dick if you want.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. After the game, after I'm all sweaty, no shirt, pulling my shirt off, handing my shirt to another teammate. Oh, yeah. No, that's fine and dandy. No, pregame. Pregame, you're not allowed to shake his hand. Don't you dare shake your opponent's hand pregame.
After
Hashtag
seeing
no
those
pregame.
interviews, Jurgen Klopp might be my new favorite human.
Oh, yeah,
That
Jurgen.
was just great.
Yo, so Jurgen Klopp came out. So we're going to do a separate thing on coronavirus. Actually, later tonight, we're going to figure that out. But the big thing that's going to happen here is Jurgen Klopp came out and said, we're human beings. Soccer should not be above society. Like, if society's having a problem with coronavirus, we shouldn't be making exceptions for soccer. And that's probably the most real thing I've heard, and Kyle also heard it as well. Jurgen Klopp literally turned around and goes, if we need to cancel soccer for the better of humanity, do it. And I'm actually someone who firmly agrees with that. Dre, what's pissing you off this week?
You know what pissed me off this week?
Not
What
your
really fucking
hometown team. I
grinds
don't
my
want to hear
gears?
about it anymore.
Video games. So back in the day, video games are awesome.
We
All you
talked-
could fucking do
we talked
is
about
play San Andreas, and the game would get harder and harder and harder and harder as you played. Any games were like that. Now, it's all about buying your way through a fucking game. It's all about DLCs, buying skins, buying all
So
kinds of
right.
shit.
shit.
Right?
So
It bothers
right,
the
dude.
fuck out of me. Back in the
I'm a
day,
gamer and I live with the
back in the day,
it pisses me off.
like the reason it took you a long time to beat a game is because the game was legitimately difficult and hard. There's no fucking
Now you
DLC
have to buy your
to
way
separate
buy.
for the difficult
Now-
package.
you want the
can't.
best
Now-
gun, buy
no,
it. You
now
want
it's
the
like-
fastest car, buy
Right
it.
now, there were always cheats and whatever, but there were cheats. Now it's like, oh, well, do you want
Matt,
this?
I'm
Buy
sorry.
it. Do you want this?
Drake,
Buy it.
Drake,
That's how you get through a
Drake,
fucking game
Drake.
these days.
Matt's gonna fucking explode. Matt, what's
Alright.
wrong?
EA Sports, it's no longer in the game.
game.
You gotta buy it.
That's
Swear
what
to
that's
God.
my apology. I'm so sorry. That's
No,
why I stopped. I interrupted
that's
you
that's
for
what it
I'm
is.
sorry.
That's what it is,
No,
man.
do you remember EA Sports used to have the thing before the game started? It's
EA Sports.
EA
Yeah,
Sports,
what
it's
is
in the
that?
game. No, EA Sports, here's a package to buy the game.
Here's the first 30%.
So there's that.
I'm
So
literally,
I would agree with you because I
DLCs.
found games as of within the last probably 5 years.
I'm literally
being
cramping. I'm
extremely
hard
boring.
laughing so hard.
Well, like I'm
You get
okay.
to a point where you're just like, I have no motivation.
Dude,
to play
I'm okay
anymore.
with games being difficult. Games being difficult
That's the point.
forces me to like step my shit up and like try it again and keep going.
I mean,
Not
I'm not
like,
gonna lie to
oh, mom,
Dre's-
can I have a credit card? I
Dre's
wanna
no,
fucking,
Dre's
like-
actually the guy. Like San Andreas, Dre's advertised that San Andreas is his favorite video game
It's a fucking
by
great
far.
game.
But he refuses to use cheats.
I
He
do.
was a guy who was like, no, I get that
I
there's
want
a
to kill
billion.
people the old-fashioned way.
No, I did every.
I'm gonna kill that
I've
tranny
done
with a knife.
every GTA game I've done like through and through without cheats just to show that I could do it. But back in GTA, you fucking go to a part of the map that's not available. Guess what? You get fucking 4 stars and the cops come after you and you're fucking dead. Today, you could be like, oh, well, I want to get to Las Venturas. $15 unlocks it. Well, fuck, man. That kills the game. Anyway, that's pissing me off. What do you got, Alex?
Well, we were trying to hold everybody to like 15 seconds, but that one kind of went on a rampage. But I totally agree with you. I
Yeah.
totally agree with you. Video games need to step your shit up. I haven't had a good video game in a long time.
Do you know what's making me mad, Justin?
What is making you mad?
That I can't go to the store and buy toilet paper.
That's really pissing
Dude,
me off.
I've been
I've been
there's
squeezing
three-
my cheeks
There's
for a week now.
no.
He
I
keeps
I
digging
proved-
holes in my
I
backyard.
proved before this.
Listen,
Listen, I went to Walmart, I went to Target, and just so everyone knows, there's 3 rolls of toilet paper left in this house. 3, all right? And there's
Do you guys
there's
have a
what?
shovel for the
There's
backyard?
4 Walmarts within rock throwing distances that have
No,
no
but we got a
toilet paper.
hose.
I can't wait
Wash
do
your
you mean?
ass.
I can't wait till next Wednesday where I figure out whether or not you were able to wipe your butt.
What my bite, dude? I'm gonna use
You'll
the
smell
hose
it.
outside. We're gonna have the hose bidet in the backyard.
Hose bidet?
Yeah, dude, the
Oh.
neighbors are gonna come out like, oh, look at a nice cup of coffee, and the neighbor's gonna be fucking wiping his or cleaning his ass with a hose because I couldn't find toilet
Well, as long
paper.
as his pinky's out.
Well,
This is a high quality
I
fancy
gotta
bidet.
get the hose works really well for dingleberries. I'm just saying. Go, Kyle.
What pissed me off this week?
Thanks, buddy.
I'm sure this will surprise people like Matt Sy who've known me and Alex who've known me for years. But
Toilet paper?
I haven't been pissed off lately.
You're in a good state of
Been
mind?
in a good mood. The only thing I'm pissed
Absolute
off about.
lie. I don't believe that. I don't believe that.
right? I know, it's shocking.
No, it's
No,
weird.
no,
it's
I
shocking.
live with him.
That was a
and
genuine
he
statement.
hasn't complained about pretty much anything.
You
No.
can always default to Chris Armas.
I mean,
That's
me.
allowed.
Usually I
He
bitch for
bitches-
like at least 3
He
hours a
bitches
day.
about shit that I do, but not as of recent. It's weird.
So nothing.
The only thing I have to be pissed off about this week is I don't live in walking distance of Scott's clubs in Kearney. I can't go to the bar and buy $4 Jameson and ginger ales every night.
It's not like there's not 6 cases of Jameson upstairs. You just knock on my door.
That's true.
You
Oh,
guys
that's true,
live
that's
in
true.
the same place. What are you
And
talking
then
about?
live in a
That's what I'm
completely different
saying.
world.
That's what it is.
Justin,
I got nothing.
When I'm awake, he's asleep, and when he's asleep, or when he's awake, I'm asleep. We just live completely separate.
Spoiler
lives.
alert, you both are awake right now.
That's what you think.
Oh my
Because
God,
guess what?
Mike.
I'm going to bed.
finish-
I'm going to bed in 15 minutes, and this motherfucker's gonna be up for the next 6.5 hours. And then I hear
More
him
than
going to bed
likely.
about 20 minutes before I wake up.
Justin, what is pissing you off this week?
We'll just leave it at women and that's it.
Is that stubbly beard on your face? Or
Hey,
that
it's
wannabe
growing back.
beard on your face?
It's growing
coming
back
back,
quick.
it's coming back.
It's
Shit,
coming
he's
back
looking like
quick.
a,
Alright.
he doesn't look like he's 12 anymore. He looks like he's like 17 now.
Round robin. Let's get it, boys.
Predictions.
Ladies
Oh,
and
Rudy.
gentlemen, we are on our weekly picks challenge. Once again, as I said at the beginning of the episode, going to give Justin a big high five.
Oh yeah.
Justin and I were winners of the weekend as we stare deep into the eyes of the losers
Fuck you both.
of the weekend. I'm sorry, no, loser or losers?
I'm the loser.
Wait, oh, you both had 3.
Well, 3, yeah. But I'm still in the bottom.
Hey,
right now.
it's anybody's game.
Ladies and gentlemen, on Saturday we have NYCFC hosting Dallas. I'm not going first.
Dre. Why? Because I see you
because it's not
struggling.
going to be NYCFC.
I've picked NYCFC twice, and they let me down. So one more time, I'm gonna have NYCFC let me down. I'm calling
Really?
NYCFC. I like.
Really?
I'm ready to be
Thank
hurt
you.
again.
I'm ready to be
I need
hurt
points.
again. I'm ready to be hurt again.
You're like, I need
If you
Alex-
couldn't tell, I'm going with Dallas.
Alex, if you could write it down.
I'm writing it down.
You're writing it down?
Relax.
One last time.
My mind
They
is
can't be
telling
bad for this fucking long.
I'm going with FC Dallas.
My mind is telling me no.
I know.
My
I
body.
know. It's
But my
telling.
body is
We get to
telling
see
me.
if Justin calls his first draw of the
Hold on,
week.
hold on.
I don't think you could pull out the draw card first game.
But that's no, you didn't
Didn't
hear
stop
it.
you last
Hold on.
week.
But that's what I was gonna say. My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me draw.
I'm gonna go with Dallas this week.
And honestly, I'm
Wow,
gonna go.
making
I'm
a
gonna go with
decision.
Dallas too.
Oh, I'm
because-
the only
I
one.
thought he was going to whip out the top.
Oh, I'm
No.
the only one.
No.
I'm the only
No.
one who called out
Okay, we have Miami. Now, key factor in this game, Miami is hosting their first ever home game against the LA Galaxy and the struggling Chicharito. I'm going to start it off. Miami grabs the win. Pizarro 2 goals. David Beckham presents Luis Robles with the golden statue that he just created, like everything else he is with this team. Luis, the Red Bull, I've not given you a statue. I'm giving you a statue. Tigres just scored a goal in the 92nd minute.
92nd minute.
Ay, Dios
Tigres.
mío.
Oh, and that's an away goal. That's big. Yo. First of all, side note, Sean Johnson just looks just damn right confused.
Doesn't
And
he always look confused?
Well, it's the same guy that just bit his finger before. If anybody's watching this game.
so we're watching this
yeah.
game. Everyone's on side. That's a good goal.
He's offside.
That's a good goal, but he's not the one who scores it. He's
Yeah.
that guy.
Yeah,
And
we're
they
good,
is
we're good.
on side.
Okay, Miami for me as well.
Oh, we're still doing this? Okay.
Miami for me as well.
There's a
Oh, do you
podcast?
have no...
I have high hopes for Miami, and I've been calling him since the beginning, so I'm going to go with Miami as well.
I was waiting for him to say, I have high hopes with Miami.
I'm going to go with
Galaxy.
Galaxy.
Like I said, LA's not look good. I'm going with Miami.
Oh, I feel the draw. I
You
can
feel
feel
it.
it.
You can
I
feel
can
it.
feel it.
You can feel
drawing in the air tonight. Hold on. It's hold on.
Draw watch 2020.
Draw watch 2020.
Draw King is here. He's here to stay. You know where it's coming from.
All right, next.
Toronto, Nashville.
You know
Matt's
what?
sleeping on the job.
I'm sorry. I'm too busy watching the Tigres goalie celebrate
Shut
like
up.
he just won the World Cup.
Pick it.
I got. It's Toronto, Nashville.
Yeah. Can Nashville finally break
No,
and get into a game
I think
for a W?
Toronto looks good at home. I think I have Toronto grabbing the victory, and then after the game, they all enjoy some sweet poutine.
Dre.
My mind is
I'm
telling
going
me
draw. This is my first draw. Week 3 is my first draw.
Welcome to the club, kid.
Draw, you say.
Welcome to the draw
I
club.
Feels good. Feels good.
good, right?
See, Nashville let me down last week, so I'm going to go with Toronto.
Crap, can I change my vote?
Nope.
Alex isn't good with
No,
picks.
I'm going Nashville.
Whoa! We're gonna have the first ever victory. Dax McCarty puts in 2 goals.
Nashville home?
No,
It's
Toronto's
Toronto's
home.
home? Alright, Toronto.
I was about to say, I think Toronto being home, and
They
the fact,
got that good.
and
They
the-
got good chemistry. at
and the
home.
problem you have here with Nashville is
hold them.
You could call draw again.
No. The draw is coming up.
Columbus.
Oh, okay.
Columbus is hosting RSL. And gosh darn it, am I
Talk about
really joining the Columbus choo-choo train
Come-
of success?
Come on over here. Come to this side of the
We
couch.
are.
have
we
good
are-
beer?
We'll welcome you.
Hold on, what's the chant?
Hi,
What's,
Jameson,
hold on,
how's
hold on,
that?
what's the chant?
I'll
We
take it.
all root for a yellow football team.
A yellow football team.
A yellow football team. I have a draw.
I drop.
Oh,
What?
yeah!
What a dick
Oh!
tease, man.
Oh!
Wow, get the fuck out of here.
Flips
Get-
table.
Go away.
You
Flips
can't
table.
take it out of
You
our
know, hold on,
pants
hold on,
and
hold on.
leave.
Don't write that. Don't write that. Don't write that.
What do you mean? Don't write. I already wrote D.
Columbus. Give me Columbus.
Give it. You can give it to him.
Yeah, I'm
Dre.
on Columbus.
Yellow submarine.
Yeah, we're all on that. We're all on that. Everybody's
Are
got
we,
it.
Are we all on the yellow
Yes,
submarine
yes.
right now?
Columbus.
We'll bet
even,
the house.
Even Senor Draw over there?
Send you to draw. We'll
Now
bet
that we
the
all
yellow
called it,
one.
that submarine better not spring a leak.
Yeah.
Jesse Zardes, fill the hole with your curly hair. Cincinnati hosts DC. Why do I just want both teams to lose? I'm going with a draw.
Because
DC.
that's gonna happen.
DC.
I'd
United.
like both teams to lose.
Yeah, please, but DC United takes us. There's no way.
I as well have DC. Cat.
DC's gonna take it.
DC.
Cat.
Jesse.
DC.
DC.
Oh, I'm the X factor here. Cincinnati's at home,
Those are
boys
the
and
good
girls.
games. Those are the good games.
But
Like that's
since-
what made
Except
LA
for the
so much
LAFC
better.
game. Except for Justin in that LA game, being the X Factor is never a good thing.
Atlanta.
So good.
So
That was
the
so good. That game
so
was awesome.
we're calling it now. Atlanta hosts Kansas City in what I believe is the game of the week. Lord, don't make me go first.
I'll go first. I'm jumping on the Justin train and going with the draw. I
Okay.
can't decide between you got the top of the West, top of the
That's-
East.
The Justin bandwagon's
It's the safe way to go, man.
the Justin bandwagon's here, and I'm gonna jump on it. too.
Yeah.
I
Let's
think-
do it.
So we have what,
Three
three
draws.
draws?
I think Atlanta shows its injury struggles. I think this game goes to Kansas City.
That's weird because I didn't get the pick yet.
You said
You
draw.
said
Just
draw.
assume.
You literally,
I
you
was
just
welcoming
high-fived
You
me.
were
I was
Showed me
high-fiving
those
people.
gritty
No,
little
no,
teeth
no.
of yours
I
and
was
those pretty
welcoming
blue
you
eyes and
into
said,
the
hell
draw
yeah,
team.
and you high-fived
Wait,
me.
are you
You're
telling
now
me
a
that-
draw.
Kansas City's got this one of the bad kids. I don't
Wow.
know what you're doing.
Oh,
Wow.
he's going Kansas City.
Wow.
Wow, dude.
He wrote it down and everything.
I
Yeah,
hope,
'cause
I
you
hope
just
those
assume.
stubbly little
You
freaking hairs on your
assume.
face fall off.
No, you don't want that to happen.
No,
It'll
it's
freak you out
fucking
again.
disgusting, I swear to God.
I know how to spell. We're going with the ATL. I think ATL comes out with the solid victory, and they remind everyone how to spell ATL because apparently
It's
we all
3
forget.
fucking letters. No one
Yes,
even
They
reads
could,
yes.
that.
that'd be great. I forgot.
Yes. No. Did you forget?
I
Wait.
did.
Quick question. A.
L.
No.
Damn
T.
it.
Damn it.
T.
Q! Fuck!
Speaking of things that don't matter, Vancouver hosts
Oh,
Colorado.
that's harsh.
I have Vancouver pulling out the victory in that one. I don't know why. I have just a gut feeling.
You know
like,
what? I'm honestly with Matt. Like Vancouver fucking takes this.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vancouver.
fuck
I had
Colorado.
Colorado. I'm
Oh.
Fuck Colorado. Vancouver takes it.
Kyle!
You already called it.
Colorado. I called it.
Oh,
Late to the
Colorado.
game there, right? Stop
Colorado.
smoking so
Hold
much
on.
Colorado
Hold on,
weed.
quick question. Is Picasso gonna draw again.
Hey, Justine.
Justin.
Wow.
I actually really don't have a good one for this one.
Leonardo da Vinci once drew the Sistine Chapel.
I'm gonna go with Colorado this week.
Oh.
Why?
He's freaking hotboxing it. Let's go.
So you want to talk about a game that's even more relevant? Orlando hosts Chicago. Why am I thinking draw? Because apparently someone
Draw?
can't score enough for something in a horror.
0-0 final.
Yeah.
Chicago's gonna look like a world-class team in this game, I think.
Yeah, right.
Chicago's
Out of
gonna
nowhere.
take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a draw.
I'm giving it to Chicago.
I have a
I'm-
draw.
Chicago.
Chicago.
I'm either going with fucking a
It's not
draw.
either. There's one or two.
There's a
Actually, there's
fire
three options.
in Orlando.
I'm gonna give
I
it
see
to.
what you did there.
It sounds like
They about to put it out.
I think that
Oh, you
Orlando
think
City.
Orlando?
Really?
Oh, Justin's going.
Wait, no, that's not my pick.
Good.
I think Orlando City walks into Chicago and drowns in a deep dish pizza. I think Chicago takes it.
Orlando's hosting.
I think Orlando has the deep dish pizza show up in the stadium and drowns in it, and Chicago wins it.
Philly!
I really don't understand you anymore.
And you said
Orlando.
Orlando.
Philly is hosting San Jose, and I refuse to go against Philly after they played
Yeah,
against
no,
Philly.
Philly.
Like
That's
that.
a Philly.
I'm with you on that
Don't
one.
tread
Philly.
on me.
Philly.
Is this
Philly,
all the way around? I'm
Philly
going Philly.
draw.
No.
Philly.
I'm going with the snake.
Yeah, San Jose can tie Philly.
I don't know.
As
It's
we're
the
all
draw
predict-
over here.
As-
Anything's possible.
As we're predicting this game, as all of us go Philadelphia, I think we're all going to go get cheesesteaks. Justin's going to get just a steak sandwich, but...
You get onions on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Fries.
Well, yeah.
Nice
On a
little
sandwich?
root beer.
Houston
That's solid.
hosts Seattle. Seattle's looked very iffy, but
Well,
Seattle's
I'm
looked
going
so
last
iffy.
for this. I'm going last for
But
this.
Seattle's look so iffy this year, but I don't know if like Houston.
Houston.
They're gonna
Am
wake
I
up from
really-
last game.
I'm not sold on Houston.
I'm going last. I'm going last.
All right, we got
Why
it
am
the
I-
first time.
I think Seattle pulls out the victory. I'm gonna go
I'm with you.
Seattle.
I'm with you, Matt.
I think Seattle is. I think Seattle's the safe bet here.
I'm going to continue the trend. I think it's going to be another last-minute goal from Seattle. Seattle on top.
Oh, so
Seattle on top.
so MT United.
That megaphone is going to be doing some work.
MT United. Bandits. Come on,
Christina.
Seattle.
Come on, Seattle.
This is in Houston, right?
This is in Houston.
Yep.
Oh my
the
God.
following week after that,
Are
game's
you going-
canceled already.
Are you going?
Postponed, I guess.
Oh, actually, wait. Hold on. Timeout.
Week 4 is postponed. Multiple
yeah.
teams. I showed you what San Jose.
I-
Their game's gonna be
San Jose.
postponed.
Hey, did you pick a game yet, Justin? Pick a team?
I'll pick a draw.
Draw.
I like
What
up,
else is new?
Up until like 10 seconds ago. Up until 10 seconds ago, I was gonna say Houston, but like
Say it.
Seattle.
Say it, because I'm in last, so I need people to pick the wrong teams.
Seattle's got
Wrong
it.
team. Just the
I
opposite
feel
of
like
me.
Houston will, but like everything in me is saying to pick Seattle, so I'm gonna say Seattle.
All right, Houston is.
This is gonna be the one pick I regret this week.
So
It's gonna be fucking Seattle.
That'll be your what pisses you off.
Yeah,
Next week. So Sundays.
Sunday's game. So we're the only 2 games on Sunday. We have New England hosting Portland. I refuse to root against Portland, at least when it comes to New England, because
Gee, I'm so shocked, Matt.
I refuse to root for anything where in the 69th minute the away fans can start screaming happy ending and then do the clap.
Those are the games I want to be at.
Well,
Wait, are we chanting happy endings, or are they giving away happy endings at 60th
Yes.
minute?
quick question. Yeah, I was about to
Yes.
say, hold on. Why does not New England at Gillette Stadium not host a happy endings night? Like where dads who bring their kids to games.
where Robert Kraft can bring a bunch of prostitutes to the stadium.
I
for
don't
us.
know if that's
Portland wins it.
frowned upon in this establishment.
Portland
Why?
wins it.
Dre.
What?
Uh,
I need an adult. I need an adult.
I am an adult.
Somehow Bruce Arena itches this one out. I'm gonna give it to New England.
Yeah.
They fucked the Red Bull 3 times last year, and I'm fucking pissed about it. But
I'm
they
yelling
didn't take it.
timber and going with Portland. baby.
It's going down.
Down.
I'm yelling timber.
I love making song
I'm still
references, so
questioning this
Matt,
honeymoon
Matt
and
always
wedding
just
and
jumps into like
questioning the whole thing.
Awesome.
Just freaks out about it.
It just goes out.
Well, we saw this matchup in the
It's
preseason,
it's
and New
Kesha.
England won it. So I'm
We
going
know-
with New
we
England
It's
again.
Kesha FC, bro.
She'll get her own team.
That
Yeah,
might
was
be
that
that
how it
might
went
be
down?
the one way I get my
People
girlfriend to
in
watch
preseason.
soccer. If Kesha,
Kesha owns
if
this team,
Kesha,
I'm fucking in.
if
Let's
Kesha
go, bitch.
is anywhere near a soccer team, that is the one way I will get
Out of
my
nowhere,
girlfriend to watch
out of
fucking
nowhere,
soccer.
his girlfriend out of nowhere pulls up with Timber Army
She
gear
pulls
the whole
up.
night.
She pulls up with a Timber jersey, Kesha on the back. Fucking be like, yo, Dre, we watching this game on Sunday? I'm like, bro, yeah, we're watching the game on
go.
Sunday.
I don't know who
She's
you
tailgating it and
are.
everything.
Like, I don't know who you are.
Who are you?
Yeah.
Kyle.
Who are you, right?
You said New England.
Justin.
It's gonna be one of those long, boring games.
Oh, he's going.
Draw.
And finally, I think we could skip this one. Everyone chooses Minnesota. Everyone chooses Minnesota. Minnesota
We all gonna agree on
hosts.
this?
It's
Red Bull
it's the
NY.
one. It's the one that actually highlighted. It's just Minnesota.
Yeah, it's
I think
I'm
RB.
sorry,
I think
dude, listen.
Is anybody here
RBNY
playing devil's
shows up.
advocate?
no.
No, I
Because
might
I'm
be.
not. It's
Yeah,
just
I
shit.
might be. I might be. Let me see. This is away
Yeah, do it.
Minnesota.
Come on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I
Give me a
already
second.
have-
Give me a
I
second.
already
Give me a second. Minnesota.
Minnesota versus Red Bull.
away in Minnesota.
Yep.
Play devil's advocate. Come
Well,
on.
go ahead. Go ahead.
You're ahead. You have points to spare.
Red Bull
Just
take
give
it.
it away.
Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
Bull take
Wow,
it.
just
Take it.
outright.
God.
Brian White gets his first goal of the season.
Brian Waite's
Red
touched
Bull
the ball
takes it.
5 times all
No,
year.
no, he's seen the ball five
According
times
to
all
Dre,
year.
there's
I don't
gonna
think he's
be-
touched the ball once.
Oh, hey.
Brian White's getting a hat trick,
There's
and
the
Tim
ball.
Parker's going to be the greatest defender in the league.
For that
I've
weekend.
Hard yikes.
I've made some I've made some statements in the past,
I said it before this
And
podcast
y'all have-
started.
y'all
It's
have
going to be
eaten
a
your-
yikes from me, dog.
and y'all have eaten your words before, so I'm going Red Bull on this.
All right.
I'm
Red
gonna
Bulls
play
it is.
Player Justin.
Oh,
What is it,
God,
Justin?
don't.
What is it, Justin?
Join the dark side.
Does it-
Join
does it-
It's
join
Minnesota. It's
join me on the
Good,
you
'cause I
suck.
already wrote
Minnesota-
and I
Minnesota
wasn't
by-
gonna- I wasn't gonna erase
Minnesota
that.
by 3.
Hey Justin.
Wow.
Hope that Jensen guy.
Hey,
can
Justin.
block a ball.
Thanks again for watching, Mom.
Sorry, Dad.
And on that note, episode 4 in the books. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. See you guys later.
Peace out. Peace out, y'all.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Post and Pints. If you want to join in on the conversation or follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter, that's at Post and Pints Podcast. And remember, the banter is free, but the beer is not included. Drink responsibly.